posed the question, what one word that would describe a relationship? But trust me, we're talking about appreciate. How valuable is your relationship if both parties feel that they are appreciated in a relationship? We talked a little bit more, then a young man said trust. And we're going to be talking about trust. We're not talking about the trust money, but we're talking about the trust that you can be able to confine with one another. And for men, that's a big challenge for us to really put everything on the table in a relationship. We may not cry, we may not boo-hoo, and it's all right for a man to cry because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
And now they're saying safety. And it is definitely a safety as Elliott slipped.
But anyway, I think that all of us want the same thing in the relationship. When you talk about male and female dynamics, there's some real good guys out there, ladies.
You complete me.
That really want the relationship to work. So the thing is, I'm going to be talking about more practical tips from A to Z, how you can have a nurturing relationship and you can cherish it at the same time. I got about 33 years of experience under my belt, so I want to thank you for watching. Once again, hit the subscribe, and I got a publication for you that's free, that can meet any budget, and we're going to be talking about how you can nurture relationship. Hey there, welcome back. I tell you, went by the barbershop. I got a nice little cut here, looks real nice. But just going to talk about some practical tips in marriage and relationship. And as you know, sometimes marriage can be, or if you're in a relationship, can be what we call very challenging.
You're being so much like your father.
Do not compare me to my father.
I didn't compare you to him. I said you were acting like him.
You're exactly like your mother. Everything you're complaining about her, you're doing. You're suffocating Henry.
First of all, I love my mother. She was a wonderful mother.
Just repeating what you told me.
Secondly, how dare you compare my mothering to my mother?
But don't worry about it. I'm going to give you from A to Z some practical tips. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to grab your paper and pad, whatever you choose to write on. Take some copious notes. There will be a test in your home. If you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage, there will be pop quizzes. So I'm kind of give you some cheat sheet and some tips that you have a very successful, nurturing and caring marriage or relationship that you may be. Maybe you're a young person, you're thinking about getting into a relationship. I got some tips for you. Now, you probably say, who in the world am I talking to today? Well, let me humbly introduce myself. I go by Bob, Bobby, Bob, Boo Boo if you're from Richmond, Virginia. I've been married for over 32 years straight. I'm known as Dad. I'm known as Grandpa, as well as I am known to my grown children as ATM. They always asking me for money. You know, when they're real small, is Daddy, can I have this and that? And now when I expect calls from them, it's more than, can you meet me at your bank so I can be able to help you out, Dad? Help me out. But anyway, getting back to the point, I'm also a military veteran.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I have spoken through the media as an advocate for families with children with disabilities. My wife and I have a child with a disability, and I'll be sharing more as we journey together some of those practical tips to solidify your marriage as you're raising a child with special needs, as well as I'm an advocate for homeless veterans. It can happen to anyone. You miss 2 paychecks, not able to meet the needs of your family, and you'll be in a situation where you may be between homes. Story turned some pages out of my life, my family experience being in between homes. We were never homeless, as people say. We were just in between homes. Economic things happen, life happens. And some of the impact that it had on our marriage has solidified us. It kept us strengthened and being stronger together. and to go through those turbulent times. So I'm here today to share with you some practical tips, and hopefully I can get some feedback from you, and you'll be able to say, Bob, I really appreciate what you're sharing with me. And let's join a team. Together, everyone accomplish much. As I said before, marriage is for grown folks. Seriously. You're going to have those ups and downs like a roller coaster. But you got to be able to. Like a roller coaster. But you got to be able to do this. It's a woman's role to forgive, and a man's role is to give. And if that nugget of wisdom was given to me, as I said, over 32 years ago, and I've been blessed to be able to continue in my marriage, raising children, going through the challenges in life, and yes, we still love one another, even though I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
But anyway.
But my wife has forgiven me for that. I'm also a godfather. I'm also a godfather for my friends in the community that have children. They call me the godfather. And if they ever come into some challenges, and as they are growing up as young people, they always come to me, and I kind of impart some wisdom. And if someone is giving them a hard time, I make them an offer that they cannot refuse.
I'm going to make them an offer he can't refuse.
It's very important. I was sharing about, a lot of people talking about I'm in a marriage, or I'm in a relationship, or we're not going to talk about the D word in a marriage. We're going to keep it positive. We're going to accentuate the positive with these practical tips that I'm about to give you. And I guarantee you, if you can just grab some of the golden nuggets that's right there on that tree of wisdom and kind of pick it off the tree of wisdom, hopefully you'll be able to use some of the tips that I practically use in my marriage for over 32 years, and my wife can vouch for that hopefully that you'll be able to contact me and say, Bob, I learned one tip, and I tell you, it's been fantastic. It's just taking my marriage to a whole new level of thinking, a whole new level of practicality, and hopefully you'll be able to continue learning each and every day, because you got to realize in marriage you're dealing with two different people that have made those sacred vows to become one, and it's difficult. I can imagine. I love and adore my wife to put up with me for over 30 years, 3 decades. Wow, that's something to think about.
What about us?
We'll always have Paris.
We already talked about it. Hey, let me find my glasses. You know the show with Fred Sanford or Sanford and Son.
See, why don't you just settle on one pair of glasses and be done with it? You always go through this.
I need all these glasses.
Here's my glasses. Well, I got my glasses now. We're good to go. Hey, listen to this. Learn to appreciate each other and creatively find ways to let each other know just how much you do appreciate one another. Tell your man or your woman is one thing, but showing them brings it to a whole new level. What I'm saying is basically, if you're a newcomer to this habit, it's never too late to start. It starts with appreciation. Babies cry for it. People die for it. Attention, appreciation. So A, if you want to write that down, appreciate. Can you imagine the level of your relationship, the level of communication, the level to be able to work with one another, even when the storms of life come? We in a COVID situation. Some of you may be challenged financially. Some of you may be at your wit's end trying to figure out your spouse, trying to balance the children, trying to do all these things. And keep your marriage intact. But it all starts with the word appreciate. Don't wait till a holiday to do something special like Valentine's Day. Be creative.
Unhappy, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, completely.
Do something creative. Don't wait to that particular day when everybody's rushing to the store to get that Valentine's card or get those flowers. Those are nice gestures. Don't get me wrong. They are nice gestures, man. But let's be a little more creative for that significant other that you're in a relationship or marriage for. Don't wait till that special day to do something special. Okay? And also, it's very important to show that your spouse or your companion, now please don't cut me off after I say this. Men, work around the house with your spouse. Handle it. You know, you can do it. My thing is that I'm a military veteran, so it's second nature for me to do the laundry. It's second nature to make the beds. It's second nature to make sure everything flows in order. So what you have to do is, if you feel uncomfortable helping your spouse around the house, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And what I mean by one bite at a time, it may be, oh, hey dear, beautiful dinner. I enjoyed it. Either you cooked or not. Just say, look, you rest. I'll do the dishes. I'll dry the dishes. It doesn't mean that you're going to lose your man card if you help around the house. Now, fellas, if you're already helping around the house, fantastic. Gold medal. You're a gold medalist. Don't give up the goal, okay? Continue to do the work. But lighten the load. My wife and I, we raised twins. And she couldn't do everything. So I had to learn how to change a diaper with...
Oh! Right up the armhole. You know what? Keep the shirt.
It was on, all right. Sometimes it was backwards, but I had to do it at 2 or 3 o'clock at night because she was tired. And raising twins, you got to form what I call a tribe of help. And that tribe of help starts with you. So, men, we have to harness that opportunity. When we talk about appreciate, sometimes we show appreciation by doing. It's cool. You know, we may be the last folks on the planet to tell our significant other, I love you.
Please stay.
But we'll do everything we can and we'll come back. What do you mean you say I don't love you? Can't you see I did A, B, and C? So, women, if you're listening or vice versa, remember when your significant other or the one that you're in your marriage and relationship, they show their love by doing, compliment them. Say, great job. It's the end game. You want both of you to be mutually satisfied in your marriage, in your relationship. I'm Bobby, Coach Bobby. I'm here. Let's do it. As I said before, there's greatness inside of you. Continue to watch. Continue to give me that feedback. And guess what? Check out the free offer. It doesn't cost you anything. Tips in marriage and relationship from A to Z.